Red alerts. Funny enough, I was painting with red. 1998 and beyond. Reading from Winds of Change manuscript by Robert Ghostwolf and the Mountain Brotherhood. One must remember, the prophet who is most successful is the prophet who spreads the word of his prophecies, and by doing so, keeps them from coming to fruition. There will be rains that fall from the heavens. Balls of fire will fall upon the earth, leaving marks upon the mother's robe. Meteors or debris will fall from space. Many areas will begin to notice changes in land formations. 1998 will be particularly devastating to Japan, England, and Central America. Events will transpire that will facilitate the reemergence of the USSR as a country once again, and the prophecy of the bear and the lion shall begin to manifest. There are many viruses that resulted from the Desert Storm event. Many of these were carried here by women from the Middle East, specifically Iraq. These were death gifts from Saddam Hussein. These viruses have a gestation period of approximately 6 years. Then they begin to awaken. Check your timelines. Remember Desert Storm? As these viruses will begin to appear in epidemic proportions later in 98, be a bit off there in that timeline. The viruses will attack the respiratory system with killer flus and new strains of pleurisy. I tried. Of course, I've got to look that up in the dictionary. The kidneys, pancreas, and flesh will also come under attack. Many of these viruses will erupt in the southwest and on the east coast. There are 2 ways the viruses are being deposited. 1, the viruses are being deposited at airports and vacation resorts, where the presence of those depositing them would be inconspicuous. 2, it will be found that the viruses are being deposited through the shipment of crude oil from Iraq. It will then be found that the viruses are contained within the additives of fuel. The outbreak of these viruses will begin the quarantine of many urban areas. We are already seeing some of these viruses being birthed, but regard them with the same interest as an article in a supermarket tabloid. Over the last 10 years, we have seen the conversion of many inactive military compounds into holding camps. We have also seen the purchase by the U.S. government of over 1,000 railroad cars, which are equipped with shackling, so as to contain up to 100 prisoners per car. Are these not strange events? These encampments I see beginning to be utilized. We will see many being moved to these camps. For all of those who oppose the new order will be so imprisoned. Poppycocks. Reports of encampments that have and are being built by the, air quoting, government are and will continue to pour in. Just drive through Arizona between Tucson and Phoenix, or by Gila Bend, through the California desert, around Umatilla, Oregon, or Fort Lewis near Yelm, Washington, to prove it to yourself. See it for yourself. Other encampments do exist that are being or will be constructed throughout the rest of the United States. Not so united, but we're getting there. So we'll just call it the U.S., which is also silly because that means us. I'm just going to mutter here while I continue to read. These encampments are being typified by wire fencing topped with razor wire and barrack-style structures. We will see a huge increase in the amount of convicted felons, and unfortunately, this will not be done for the sake of justice. There will be a focus on felony convictions for young men ages 18 to 35. One should keep in mind that a felony conviction critically changes the rights of those convicted. Once convicted of a felony, one no longer has the right to bear arms, nor do they have the right to vote. In essence, the ability to protect and be heard will be stripped from those who would be most physically able to do so. Those that oppose the new order will overfill the prisons. The discovery of a UFO under the city of Phoenix will become a cause of national disclosure of prior cover-ups regarding these UFO involvements. This discovery will lead to a chain of events that will open contact with beings from where these ships originated. Prominent world leaders will be forced to admit the agreements that have long been standing between our world governments and those ETs. A topic that will be disclosed is that these ships were pirated by our own military. This will evolve into a deeper understanding of what occurred in the Montauk experiments. The existence of hybrid humans will be revealed. Their part in the manipulation of social consciousness will be very evident to those who possess an immunity to their frequency signals. A major volcanic eruption will occur in or near the city of Mexico City. This here will start the chain of events that will have repercussions around the Ring of Fire. Japan and Indonesia will be hard hit as well. Then the earthquakes will intensify along the west coast of America, up through the Cascades. Rainier will be very active and could blow in 98. If not, it will occur in 99. The attempted development by major industry upon the moon will come to public light. This attempt will most likely be pioneered by Japan as they seek to resurrect a falling economy and obtain this helium-3, specific helium-3, from the surface of the moon as an alternative fossil fuel. It should be understood that a piece of helium-3, smaller than your fist, would supply enough energy to power the city of Phoenix, Arizona for conservatively 2 years. Another of NASA's hidden secrets. I'm just going to let that marinate a bit. And shall I say, to be continued.